Well, I think that the osimertinib issue is a very interesting one. Osimertinib is a next generation EGFR inhibitor. We've got very good evidence to show it is very well tolerated in the majority of patients, a much more favourable toxicity profile than most first, second generation ALK inhibitors. And with FLAURA, we now have head-to-head data saying that it's superior in the first-line setting compared to either gefitinib or erlotinib, first generation EGFR inhibitors. So it's licensed in that setting. In some countries of the world, it is reimbursed. The reality is that it's not reimbursed in many countries, and that's driven by the fact that it has quite a high price compared to the existing EGFR inhibitors. The data we've got in the last few months has been the overall survival data from the FLAURA trial. It does show a survival advantage to using osimertinib first line versus first generation inhibitors first line. And so on that basis, I think the data says it should be the standard of care. It isn't the standard of care in the UK, and it isn't the standard of care because it's failed to pass the NICE threshold for the cost-benefit analysis that they do, which is disappointing because it's a drug that I would like to use in the first-line setting in my patients. In the absence of that availability, all the other EGFR inhibitors are licensed and reimbursed. So an oncologist in the UK, certainly in England, I can't speak for the other nations, but in England, an oncologist can use gefitinib first line, erlotinib first line, afatinib first line, and even dacomitinib first line. And so I think the space is a bit confused in the UK. The sense is that I presume it's price, and I presume that an impasse has been reached between the NHS England and the manufacturers, and I don't know, because this news is quite new, I don't know where that's going to go at the moment, at the time of me talking to you today. But I'm very hopeful that pressure and further negotiation will make this drug available. Because I think if it was reimbursed, I can see overnight that would become the standard of care. We all accept it's the better drug. In the absence of that, we do still have access to osimertinib second line in patients who are T790M positive. So I think EGFR mutation positive patients treated in the NHS still get excellent treatment, but it's not the best.